Hi guys, how are you? Welcome back to my channel. I hope that you're well. It's Meeks here. Hope you're enjoying your bank holiday. It's wet, rainy and windy today, so I'm staying home, but it's fine because I've wanted to do this video with you guys for a minute. As you may or may not know, I recently turned 30. Woo! Your girl turned 30. I don't know whether to laugh or cry. No, I am happy. So what this video will be about, I'm going to share with you some of the things that I learned throughout my 20s. But before I do that, I don't know if you've noticed this huge package behind me, but my Desenio prints have just arrived. Been waiting for these. Loving these, excited for these. This video is actually in collaboration with Desenio, so I'm gonna unbox those in just a moment and let you see what I've chosen. It's time to spruce up my house a bit. Spring is here, give it a little bit of a different flavor, a different vibe. If you managed to watch my house tour, you probably will remember that there was a spare room that I hadn't yet touched. Didn't really know what to do with it, but the walls were just bland, plain, and nothing going on there. So I've ordered some prints that will give it just a bit of va-va-voom and add a bit of character to the room. And to make things even better, I do have a discount code for you guys. The code is MEEKS25, and with that code you can get 25% off all of the current styles on the Desenio website. So that's quite a good discount because Desenio is very reasonably priced as is, so you get even more monies off. But I do need to note that these are on just the prints, they are not on the frames. If you do want to add frames to your basket, those will not be included on the discount. I really like Desenio, to be honest. I do have some prints already hung up, dotted around my house that I did get from Desenio. Always great quality, always packaged well, which you'll see again once I unbox this bad boy here. Super fast delivery and just a great service. So very happy to be going again with them to get more prints. And every time I go on there, there's new styles, new designs. Desenio updates their collection regularly, so there's something on there for everyone and for every style. And they also have this really cool feature. It's called the gallery wall, and it helps you envision what your wall will be like. I know sometimes it can be hard to imagine prints and sizes and how you would lay them out around the wall, but with this tool it allows you to pick your side and place it on the wall so you can see how things collate together. It's really cool, so that also helps. And if you do like any of the prints that I bought, I will pop a link below of my personal landing page, so you can click that and it will take you directly to the links for the items that I bought. But without further ado, and before I get into the main bulk of the video, let me quickly unbox this and show you what I have from Desenio. So I ordered a huge frame, as you can probably tell by the size of the box, because I just wanted like a huge feature wall with a big picture, and I'm going to show you the image and show you why now. So here I have a 40 by 50 wooden style frame. This is a 70 times 100 centimeter frame. It is quite big. I'm 5'4" and it comes about up to there on me. So it is a big one, but let me show you what's going inside it. So the frames are in this box here. It says that there is art inside. Absolutely love the packaging. So I absolutely loved this woman-like image. I'm going to put this into my spare room, which I think I'm going to convert into an office. This is just giving me powerful woman vibes, which I think goes great in an office. For some reason I just find it motivating and very artistic, so I chose this size to just go on the main wall in the room, so it can be like a main focal point. Absolutely love that. I'm gonna put that in its frame in just a moment and show you guys what I want to and then my second print is this gorgeous image of some white roses, and this for me just, it brings me peace looking at it. So I'm going to put this again in that room, giving me spring vibes, fresh ideas will be created in there. When I think of flowers, I think of femininity, I think of new life. So That's another reason why I chose this particular picture for that room. I think when that office is done, these frames will just add such character and they'll just really finish off the room. Let's get them in the frame so I can show you guys what they look like. And here we are, guys. Here they are, all in their frames, looking pretty. Absolutely love the wood tone frames. I know there's a big contrast in size, but I definitely see the vision for that room. I think for that room I'm gonna ditch the grey a bit, just go for something a bit different, a bit fresher, and I'm gonna have like the whole neutral tone vibe that's going on right now, because I do love that look. But everything in my house is grey, so yeah, that room is going to be a bit different. And thank you so much, Desenio, for sending me these gorgeous prints. They are exactly what I envisioned, and the frames are gorgeous too. If you want your discount, it's MEEKS25 on prints only. The frames not included, but can I just say the frames are amazing too. If you did want to add them into your basket, they just won't be included in the discount. But thank you, Desenio. Let's get into the main bulk of the video now, and I'm gonna tell y'all what I learnt in my 20s. Hold up. Okay, and we're back. Different scenery. I'm now in the living room instead of upstairs in the dressing room, because bless my puppies, I love them, but they're so clingy. They're not allowed upstairs. I only keep them downstairs. So they started crying because they want me around. So I thought, let me go downstairs and be with them. I can still film and still be with them. Everybody happy. So yeah. But anyway, back to the main content of the video. What I learned in my 20s. So I turned 30 recently, and it felt like such a big milestone in my life. It's as if entering a new decade meant the cosmic universe shifted, and I suddenly became wiser and more worldly than before, even though it's only been just over 2 weeks. But you feel how you feel. So I took some time to reflect from what I'd learned over all the experiences from the past decade. My 20s was an incredible era that I still can't quite believe it's over. It's still fresh, obviously, but to name a few, I graduated university, I traveled the world, I bought a house, found some amazing friends I loved, I lost, went to some amazing concerts, amazing events, and built lots of great memories and seen some incredible things. Needless to say, I feel like a completely different person now to how I felt when I turned 20 years old. I'm not even sure that back then I could have even imagined any of the life that I have now, and that is exactly the reason I am making this video. So I'm now going to share with you some of the things that I learned during my 20s. The first and the most obvious, but still people need to be told, is live. Don't do what other people tell you to do. Don't do what society expects you to do. Don't sit around waiting to start your life. This life belongs to you and nobody else, and never forget that. And you won't get a chance to live it again, so live it on your terms. Do all the things that you've ever wanted to do. Travel, learn, build, love. But at the same time, don't force anything. You only have one life. I actually think that balancing every aspect of your life should be the priority at this age. Study and do good in whatever field you're in, or don't study but still do good in whatever it is you're doing. Focus on your career and getting your money up, because the truth is, and people might not like to hear this, but the truth is that everybody could leave you one day, but your skills and your lessons will not. However, this doesn't mean that you should forget other aspects of your life. Have fun. Do what your heart tells you to do. Make your own decisions. Even if you are wrong in those decisions, the experience will make you better. Go to parties, spend time with your friends, roam around cities aimlessly, even if it's after work. Because when you are older, you're not going to sit back and remember the days when you were in bed. You're going to look back at that happy memory, even though you were tired. That happy day with your friends or doing something adventurous will cross your mind, and that will be enough to bring a smile to your face and make you laugh, trust me. Next, save your money and build your credit. Saving now can give you a head start. Even if you need to scale back to make room for things like, for example, a job came up cross country and you have to move, or you just have to move in general unexpectedly, whether it's to further your career or if you want to think about adding to your family. You'll enjoy more in your 30s and beyond by saving now. Live within your means and avoid accumulating debts, and if you have debts, try and get rid of those debts. Setting aside some money in your 20s will allow you to do so much more later in life. So yes, live for the moment, but also save for a rainy day. Another point is, do not attach your happiness to anything or anyone. Just because you can't do that, you can't attach happiness to a person or a thing, because once it's taken away or once it's gone, your happiness goes along with it. Happiness should come from within. So rather than searching for things or people that make us happy, we need to create it within ourselves that it's everlasting. And that leads me on to my next point, which is the art of letting go, i.e. detachment. Okay, so letting go of what no longer serves you is much easier said than done. But trust me, once you shift that dead weight and it gone, it brings about a feeling of relief and fulfillment. Letting go of anything that holds you back, whether that's toxic relationships, bad friendships, self-limiting beliefs that you have, grudges, bad habits, and overall negativity. Or even, you know, just sometimes people you've just outgrown and they no longer need to be part of your journey. Can I just say as well that cutting off people is not about pride. It's not about being cold and bragging about how people are easily disposable to you. What it's really about is making a mature decision and just realizing that not everybody is supposed to stay in your life. Not everyone's supposed to be there from start to end. Over the years, I have had people come and go, and I've also been lucky enough to have a strong circle of friends around me who are still friends with me to this day. And that's the same with men and relationships. There's people who I thought that I'd be with forever and they gone, and good riddance. So if someone wants to go, just let them go. Do not chase, do not beg, do not force, and do not plead, because by doing this, not only are you coming across as desperate, but you are resisting what the higher power has for you. And then you'll just end up missing your blessings or blocking your blessings because you're not making room for the blessing to find you, because you're still hanging on to that person that don't even want to be there. The one thing that does bring me peace is that knowing that the universe got me. The universe is working its magic. Everything at that moment is exactly how it should be. As I said, it's much easier said than done. Everything seems so simple, me just saying this to you, or you know, you've seen a meme on Instagram, or even having your friends and family tell you this, because sometimes it is hard to detach from what you know, even if you know it's not good for you, and it's best to let them go. The main thing that's helped me through that in the past is being aware of my thought process and knowing that I can't control everything in my life, but this is something that I can control. I can control who has access to me and who has access to my energy, and I can block out those that I don't need to give that energy to. And once you start to work out in your brain that you can actually dismiss these negative thoughts, worries, etc., and replace them with positive thoughts, then you are already halfway there. Listen to that inner voice, because that is the only one that matters. If something doesn't feel right for you, Another great thing is educating yourself, teaching yourself new things. We have access to so much information. We have books, we have the internet. They're all blessings that we should actually use to our advantage. So let's not always be in front of the TV. Netflix is great. I'm a fan of Netflix, but let's spend more time on what actually helps us to grow and cut off any negative, bad vibes and people. Amen. Another important point is use your 20s, especially your early 20s, to figure yourself out and explore your options. Focus on you. Pursue the life you want to pursue. Just make sure that you understand the consequences of that choice. So if you choose to be a stripper, go for it. Just recognize the consequences. Go to university if you want to, but again, recognize the consequences. Get married and have children in your 20s. Understand the consequences. Spend your whole days on the internet just being a bum and not doing anything. Understand the consequences. You can do whatever you want to do, but it's just figuring out what you want to do that can sometimes be hard work, especially in your early 20s. At this point, the main and sole purpose of your life should be to focus on nobody else except yourself. At this age, you might find attraction to distraction. But trust me, if you want to succeed in life, you've got to keep control. You gotta handle that and learn to say no with confidence. A good motto to have, in my opinion, is loving myself comes before loving you. So you'll learn that loving yourself first is your path to love someone else. So you will always put yourself first. You'll follow your own dreams and your own ambitions before anything else to be able to face yourself and accept who you are, and in turn you will accept your partner. So basically what I'm trying to say is, and I'm sure I touched on this in my video about what I would tell my younger self about dating, is don't give everything to a relationship and lose yourself. There's plenty of time to settle down and be with someone if you're not ready and you're still finding yourself. Of course, good relationships are precious. They form one of the pillars that help make a human flourish, along with meaningful work and physical fitness. You know, good health is wealth. So if you are at this age lucky enough to meet a special someone who will grow with you, push you forward, care for you, love you, by all means, you should make that time for them. And even if the relationship doesn't last, it will leave you with ultimate lessons and valuable memories. But now is the time to ultimately focus on you. Be self-reliant. Learn to help yourself and go after what you want without the approval or aid from others. There is where true power lies. Nobody ain't coming to save you. You must captain your own ship and take charge of your own destiny. At this age, I keep saying this age like I'm still in my 20s, but you know what I mean. At this age, we come across a paradox. Temporary pleasures will give you permanent pains. So keep this in mind and keep working towards your goal. Be your own entertainer and don't depend on external sources for motivation. My next point is be careful who you listen to. As I always say, and this is how I think, if I wouldn't trade lies with you, I probably shouldn't or wouldn't take your advice. It's like taking financial advice from someone who's 100k in debt, unless they're telling you what not to do. But even still, would you still listen to them? I personally wouldn't, but yeah. Set yourself goals, write them down. Recording your goals will make you 100 times more likely to achieve them. Don't quote me on that statistic, that's just what I believe, because I write my goals down and I find that writing them down on paper helps me. But yeah, write them down and write short-term, medium and long-term goals and actively track your progress against them. I have monthly goals that I review monthly, then I have my 5-year plans, etc, etc. It will give you a sense of achievement that will inspire you and spur you on. And stop setting arbitrary goals. Stop that. No, you don't need to be a millionaire by 30. Lord knows I ain't. But what you should be is financially independent as soon as possible. So set your goals with a purpose. Don't set them just because of what society or one crazy chick on YouTube tells you to do. Make sure that they are aligned with your purpose. Listen to your inner voice. Remember I mentioned that a bit earlier when I was talking about live? For me, my 20s was a time of self-exploration, but also self-doubt. Some of the challenges I faced, especially in my early 20s, made me question who I was and what direction I was heading in my life's journey. In my earlier 20s, I spent too much time trying to please others with certain decisions, either because I was afraid of what they would think of me, or simply because I thought it was the cool choice. And you know what, after a few attempts at following other people's advice, I realized that I was pretending to be somebody that I wasn't, and it ended up leaving me feeling dissatisfied. So while self-exploration is certainly a necessary part of any 20-year-old's life, your inner voice will come and warn you when you have strayed too far, so I'm a bit cold, from your authentic self. And therefore, it's critical to define your personal aspirations so that for yourself you have a plan to reference amidst all the noise from your close family and friends, as much as they think they might be helping you. And it's human nature to compare ourselves and make decisions based on insecurities and even sometimes jealousy, especially in this day and age and the constant connection of social media. Oh Lord, back in the day I succumbed to the daily pressures of how many followers I had, how many likes likes I could get, and I started to let my life sort of revolve around other people's approval or felt inferior by comparison. And this obviously made me doubt who I was and what personal goals I truly desired for myself. It did take me a while to realize that I had swayed away from my genuine self, but when I did finally listen to my inner voice and I put myself back on the right path, it was as if I could see myself again. It was like, oh, Meeks, where you been? Oh, you back? Welcome, great to see you. Looking back, it took me too long to realize this feeling of dissatisfaction before I uncovered the underlying problem, which simply was I was denying a piece of myself every time I ignored that inner voice. So never, 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 ever lose sight of who you truly are by defining your personal ambitions and just letting your inner voice be that compass that guides you down the right path in life. Just focus on becoming the most authentic, true to self person you can be, and I think that you will discover that everything else you need in life will just follow and flow from that. Guys, be okay with making mistakes. In fact, you know what? Embrace them. As the old saying goes, you will live and learn. But again, what that saying does leave out is just how difficult that process can be. Almost everyone has something that they would like to change about their life, but not everybody actually takes the plunge to do so. And why is that? That can be for multiple reasons. But one of the most obvious reasons is that we, as humans, we are afraid to make mistakes. Although we love to dream about leaving that job, changing careers, taking up that new hobby, our mind is just plagued with these nightmares of what can go wrong. What if we're not good at it? What if we fail? What if we try it and then we realize that we don't like it as much as we thought and we left that other thing behind that was quite decent? It's just a bunch of what if, what if, what if. And I'm not gonna lie to you, those what ifs, they are possibilities. You could try and sadly one of those outcomes could happen for you. But the thing is, it's all part of the journey. It's human nature. We all think these things or have doubts at some point. And the sooner we accept it, the better. But I do understand it is easier said than done. But when we are on that journey, it is okay to take a few wrong turns along the way. In fact, it's expected. Because the benefit is that these wrong turns, they're actually more like detours that open new avenues that we probably wouldn't have found otherwise. So it's not about getting a bullseye on the first shot, it's about taking that shot, registering that miss, and then shooting again. It's called a journey for a reason. It's a process, one where we learn a lot along the way, but that process can't begin unless you take the first step. So, you know, just stop waiting for that perfect moment, that perfect opportunity, worrying about mistakes, and just get on and take that new path. But saying that, it is important for you to actually learn from your mistakes and take accountability for said mistakes. Yeah, I make mistakes, there's no doubt about it, I'm not perfect. And while I do value the mindset that says we are all perfectly imperfect and good enough, there is a part of me that thinks that evolution happens when we do make mistakes and we aren't always okay with them. We don't just accept them. There are times in life when you fucked up and you know you fucked up. And rather than accept that inevitable imperfection, what you need to do is spend some time analyzing yourself, getting to the bottom of what went wrong and figuring out what exactly needs to change. So yeah, the perfectly imperfect message is good unless you cut yourself so much slack that you never feel a need to expand or evolve. And recognizing when you really do need to change something is good, unless you spend all your energy berating yourself and you have no self-confidence. That's not good. I guess what I'm trying to say is I believe in evolution in the sense that I don't strive to be perfect, but I do strive to be better, kinder, more aware, more skillful. Not all my mistakes will be fixable, but I will keep trying to fix them anyway, because that to me is how getting better works, or at least that's how it works for me sometimes. But yeah, making mistakes is part of natural life. If you aren't making mistakes, then you're playing it too safe. So embrace life's lessons as an opportunity for growth and improvement. You will learn more from your mistakes than anything else, so just make them. Don't be scared. Don't compare your life to others. As I said before, you can control one life and that is yours. But when we constantly compare ourselves to others, we waste precious energy focusing on other people's lives and not our own. No matter how well you are doing, comparing yourself to others takes your eyes off your goals. And it can cause you to feel bad about how you're doing because there'll always be someone prettier, someone wealthier, someone more popular, and someone who's more successful. Practice gratitude and cherish what you have because there really is someone else out there who wishes they had it. Unlock the power of contentment. And that doesn't mean that you don't have goals for the future and you aren't working towards being a better person than you are today. That doesn't mean settle and becoming stagnant. It just means that you develop a peace about your life and a sincere enjoyment about what you have today without basing all your happiness on what you could have or what you're going to achieve tomorrow. Focus on your strengths and learn to celebrate others instead of wanting what they have. And also learn to compete with yourself. See yourself as your only competition. Be yourself, own your individuality, and love yourself. Do what makes you happy, but don't forget to look after the inside as well as the outside. Be confident and don't forget that you don't have to be beautiful like that girl. You can be beautiful like you. And once you stop comparing yourself, you will blossom and your self-esteem will increase. And last but not least, girls, start your anti-aging now. Start that now. Prevention is better than cure. And to be honest, when it comes to visible signs of premature aging, there isn't really a cure. Once your wrinkles are there, sadly they're there. So start the road to prevention early. Stay hydrated. Use SPF daily. Even if you don't see sun outside, doesn't mean that the sun's not shining on you every day and there are UV rays, to use that SPF. Take healthy supplements, remove your makeup every night, get enough rest, use a silk pillowcase, and of course use your anti-aging products, so your creams, your serums, your oils. Our skin starts to lose its collagen in our mid-20s, so the sooner the better, and your skin will thank you for it, girl. Trust me. So yes, those are a few of the life lessons that I learned in my 20s. So basically, your 20s are a time where you can fuck up and it won't be too late to potentially affect the rest of your life. So enjoy it, live it, love it, and breathe it. I really hope you enjoyed this video, guys. If you did, don't forget to hit that like button, give me a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and ring that notification bell so you are notified every time I upload a video. Thanks so much, guys. Lovely talking to ya. Till next time. Bye.